Hi everybody. Well, today I'm going to give you kind of an overview of some of the amazing tin battery operated toys that were manufactured out of Japan during the 1940s into the 50s and the heyday of the 50s into the 60s. And they would just do some incredibly well-crafted work, like you see with this particular robot here, which I'll tell you a little bit more about. But some of the background of how some of these toys came to be is right after World War II, a lot of Japan's manufacturing plants were decimated. So they were trying to come up with something to manufacture to the rest of the world. And what they ended up doing was finding a lot of scrap tin, sometimes even just tin cans. If you looked inside of some of these toys, you would actually find they looked well crafted on the outside, but you might look inside and see that it might have been made from a tomato can or from a can of vegetables or so forth. But the outside is where the craftsmanship really came in. And they would do all kinds of toys. They would do all kinds of vehicles. They would do a lot of the most popular ones would be these space-themed toys, where it would be kind of like a space-age robot. And these are very desirable and also very expensive to find if you can find a good one in great shape. Now, of course, most of them had a battery compartment, and if you find one of these at a yard sale, if you buy them online or something, you want to make sure that the battery compartment is very clean, because a lot of corrosion would happen over the years and a lot of these toys would not work. But let me give you a sense of the variety of toys that they would come up with, and some of them are so freaking cool. You'd have space toys, which were probably some of the most popular ones, and then you would have aircraft. It might be a helicopter like this one, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this one and show you how it works. It might be a helicopter or aircraft from the different airlines. And of course, again, space toys like this guy here. And a lot of the toys that they'd come up with would be also kinds of various types of vehicles, be it cars or buses, or this one was put into being the shape of a van, and it would be used as a promotional item for a lot of different companies. This one, they actually got a licensing to do for the CBS television company, Columbia Broadcasting. And you can see just how beautiful this sucker is. I mean, you can see this one's in almost mint condition. I managed to find this from a collector. And just the craftsmanship on a lot of these toys in the 1950s and 60s were just incredibly amazing. Now, this one was more of a friction type toy that you'd push it along the ground and it would make a little bit of a noise. Kind of cool, but maybe a little bit boring. But hey, it looked just so primo. And of course, these robots, the robots came from various companies. Some of them were Modern Toys, was the name of one manufacturer, as well as Horikawa, and many, many others. And these robots are, if you can find one of these, grab it. If you can get it for good money, even better, because they came with various functions. They would walk across the floor, they would light up. This one would light up. I don't have the batteries in this one. They might even shoot some projectiles or sparks out of the front of their cannon there. But they were just so amazing to be able to watch, see move across the floor, and just have a lot of fun. But the main thing was the craftsmanship in this thing. I mean, this was a helicopter. And this one was actually, even though it was manufactured in Japan, like all of these, sometimes they would get some branding from a United States-born company. And this one happens to be for WHDH out of Boston, Massachusetts. They had a radio station at the time. This one dates back to approximately 1958, 59. And when you put the batteries in it and you turn it on, this is what you have happened. You can see the light go on in the front, and the helicopter will start to move, and it would move across the floor in all kinds of different ways. And it's also very noisy. It's also very noisy. But a lot of that noise made quite a bit of the fun. Now, the most popular of these, as I said, were some of the robots, but also the space toys were just incredible. The lithography, which is this outer material here, where they would put all the amazing detail. Look at that. You can see the United States logo, and you can see the United States American flag. And on this one is really cool because it has the old NASA symbol there. And when you put the batteries in it, this one would move back and forth around the floor. And then it would have a particular function where all of a sudden something would happen, the top would light up, and in just a few moments it will open up, and you see the astronaut there, and you see the other side, and as it moves a little bit more, then it's time for the astronaut to close up and go into space. So yes, all right, we'll turn that down a little bit so you can hear me. But it's just amazing the kind of style and craftsmanship and popularity that went into these toys. So I'm going to be talking about more of these toys individually as I put more videos up. I want you to subscribe to Timz Toyz. That's Timz Toyz, Timz Toyz on YouTube. I'll be bringing you a lot more of these where we'll be seeing, yes, some Japanese robots and more space toys, and a lot more cool stuff. So, for Timz Toyz right now, watch for the next video, and please subscribe, okay? I'll see you next time.